Tonight on Dateline Abuja, we take a focus on the Nigeria Labour Congress following what we saw happen in the Lagos and Abuja international airports. What are the issues? Where did the ball drop from? And why are the Nigerian people paying for mistakes made that they're not aware of? Well, that'll be our conversation tonight with the spokesperson of the Nigeria Labour Congress, who's joining us in the studio for that very crucial conversation. Let's hear Labour's side of the matter. Meanwhile, we'll give you that report on what happened at the airports in Lagos and Abuja and how the Nigerian people felt when this particular matter came up, how their flights were grounded and how they were able, to navigate how turbulent this particular situation was. All that after we give you an update on the major stories this week from Nigeria's presidency. This is Dateline Abuja. Hello and welcome to Dateline Abuja. I'm Kayla Megwa. Let's begin with the presidency. What are some of the things the president has been doing all week? Here's more on our Abuja wrap.
President Bola Tinubu has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and security agencies to ensure a peaceful and transparent election in Osun State. President Tinubu also urged the electorate in Osun State to come out and discharge their civic responsibility and avoid any act that could disrupt peaceful conduct of the election, while assuring the people of their safety before and after the polls. The president said, as the people of Osun State head to the polling units to elect who will govern them in the next 4 years, I call on the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure orderly conduct of the election. The election must be transparent, free and fair. I urge INEC to ensure the integrity of the process. INEC must use this last off-cycle election as a test case to demonstrate to Nigerians their full preparedness for the 2027 polls. I have charged the Inspector General of Police and other heads of security outfits taking part in the election to provide maximum security at polling units. No room should be allowed for troublemakers to disrupt the process. Electoral officials and voters must be protected so they can perform their civic duties without fear or intimidation. Voters should feel confident to go out in their numbers to vote for the candidate of their choice, as all measures necessary to ensure a peaceful, free and fair election have been put in place. Our elections must be credible and the outcome of Osun governorship election must reflect the will of the people. End of quote. The Supreme Council of Tijaniya Worldwide has commended the President Bola Tinubu for his efforts on security and economic reforms, asking him not to relent. The delegation of the Council from Algeria, Nigeria and Senegal, representing over 400 million Islamic members of the organization worldwide, were at the presidential villa to condole with President Bola Tinubu over the passing of Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi, the former leader of the Tijaniya Islamic organization in Nigeria. The Khalifa of the Tijaniya from Algeria, Sheikh Ali bin Arabi, delivered a condolence message to the Nigerian leader at the State House, Abuja. The spokesman of the Council, Kabir Jodi, said the Council will continue to pray and support the President. Nigeria and China have strengthened their cultural and creative partnership with the signing of a strategic cooperation agreement between the China Movie Channel and the Nigerian Television Authority, aimed at expanding collaboration in film, television and literature. The agreement was signed at the China-Nigeria Film and Literature Symposium held at the China Cultural Center in Abuja. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Yu Donghai, said at the event, literature and film are powerful tools for preserving history, promoting cultural understanding, and strengthening relations between nations.
The mutual appreciation of literature and film between the peoples of China and Nigeria is rooted in the close friendship and cultural ties between our peoples. It is also nourished by the shared aspirations. Chinese President Xi Jinping has proposed the Global Civilization Initiative, advocating respect for the diversity of civilizations and the shared values of humanity.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pate, has announced plans to commence local production of family planning commodities as part of efforts to strengthen Nigeria's healthcare value chain, reduce dependence on imports, and improve access to reproductive health products across the country. Professor Party disclosed this at the inauguration of a high-level meeting of the Nigeria Interministerial Platform on Family Planning, Health, Human Capital, and National Development held in Abuja.
We're very pleased that there is now an advanced conversation and the plan is being constructed. For the first time, there will be a pharmaceutical entity able to produce family planning commodities in Nigeria in collaboration with Bayer, which will be the first, not only in Nigeria, but I believe in the sub-Saharan African region.
Welcome back. During the week, the airports, the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport here in Abuja and the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, had to deal with flights being grounded. The Nigerian people were very upset, and we found out that this was a situation between the Nigeria Labour Congress and the management of indigenous airlines in the country. Here's what happened. What started as a normal morning for air travelers in the Federal Capital Territory and Lagos was soon interrupted as passengers got locked out of terminals at the local wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, as well as Terminal 1 and 2 at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, due to an ongoing strike action by members of the Nigeria Labour Congress, the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, and the Trade Union Congress. At the nation's capital, the scene soon escalated when passengers forcefully gained access, breaking the entrance door glass of the terminal. Inside, the departure hall is filled to capacity as passengers are left stranded. One of the union leaders explained the reason for the industrial action while revealing plans by the union for the next 21 days.
2018, we have been writing to the airline operators of Nigeria, that's the umbrella of the domestic airlines. They need to allow their workers, their employees, to exercise their rights under the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria. They have denied them this right. We have been on and on. We have approached Ministry of Labour. Labour have invited them. They have refused to come. Ministry of Aviation have invited them. They have refused to come. We have sent all notices as enshrined in the labour laws. They refuse to answer us. And today we have exercised that right to picket them. Other domestic airlines, we are picketing them, but we just started from APIS. So tomorrow we continue with other one. In fact, we have declared 21 days picketing. That's number one. The second one is a pathetic thing. When people travel in Nigeria, there is a particular sum they pay for the maintenance of the airport, for the operation of the workers, for the renewal of tools and everything. These airlines withhold it by stifling people the safety and operational work they have to do. This is totally unacceptable because it's an accident in the waiting. We cannot close down our airport just because people are not remitting. I refuse to call it debt because it's not debt. We gave you money on trust to transfer. What happens in aviation is we don't want such a way that if you are coming to the airport, you will pay like 7 tables before boarding. So it's okay, inside this ticket, add up all these things. When a passenger is paying, let the passenger pay it. And then you're supposed to remit it automatically to the agencies. This thing they have refused to do. In the domestic airline is above 25 billion. They have refused to remit. So all the condition of service of workers we have negotiated among all this line, all of them are suffering.
After several hours, when normalcy returns and flight operations resume, we spoke to some passengers who aired their views on the situation.
I came here by 8 a.m. for a 10 a.m. flight. Aero cancelled my flight. I booked with United Nigeria. They cancelled the flight. I booked with Airpeace. They cancelled the flights. 3 tickets are still pending. 2 are pending for this thing. 2 are pending for refund. Now, MPs, instead of them to come and tell us what is really going on, they are saying, they told them that they are part of the union, they told them they are not joining the union. What's our business? We have already paid. And they are saying that they are owing them money. Is it our fault? When you pay your tickets, you see surcharge, you see taxes. Why are they not paying the taxes? Please, this thing is very, very bad. This thing is not even good one bit. I'm going for my mom's burial, and it's supposed to be today. And I'm still here by almost 4 o'clock. For a flight that's supposed to leave as early as 10 o'clock.
They said other airlines didn't want to work today. Like, it's because of Airpeace, other airlines were on strike as well. So a lot of other airlines were even putting the blame on Airpeace as well. So I was now like waiting and trying to see if I can set another flight to go to Anambra. But of course, it's very expensive. And I cannot start spending that kind of money.
For others, the financial burden and impact is irreversible, and they seek urgent intervention from the government.
The matter is really frustrating, honestly. Government need to do something about this. And the Airpeace and the other airline need to know exactly what to do. You know, if there is any issues they need to settle with the government, they need to do that first, not to collecting money from their website and everything. When people come here, they will still delaying people for 6-7 hours in this airport. You know, I have an appointment in Owing, but everything is cancelled now. But what can I do? That's the country we find ourselves, Nigeria.
In a sane community, this should not be happening. You should be at least compensated. A lot of people were here. Nobody is telling you we have to pay for hotel accommodation and extra nights. Going to Sabah now that I rerouted, I have to pay for, because that was not my original destination. I have to also look for how, and you know, security is not guaranteed. So what do? We are frustrated. Government should come to our aid.
Members of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria are convening this news conference to brief the media on key national issues. The leadership of the union uses the opportunity to speak on developments in the aviation sector.
One of the unions in that sector is ATSAN, and ATSAN is an affiliate of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria. What are the issues? We learned that there are, they informed us just before the strike started, sometime last week, about the issues that are happening there. And one of the principal issues is that these airlines, they have refused members who want to unionize to unionize. They have refused the affiliates to organize members in the aviation sector. And any company who does not want members to organize, what you are actually doing is because you know that you are subjecting them to hardship. You know that you are not taking care of their welfare. And you know that you just want to wake up any morning and get them terminated. And for us, from the ILO convention to the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is our indelible right to unionize. We have the right, so no employer can stop an employee from belonging to the union. So we have endorsed what they are doing 100%, and we are giving them a total support to ensure that these issues are resolved.
Meanwhile, on Thursday, after convening an emergency meeting with airline operators, aviation sector unions, and heads of aviation agencies, Mr. Festus Keyamo, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, has ordered aviation agencies and airlines to work out permanent plans for outstanding debts owed by the carriers in a bid to prevent future industrial disruptions in the sector. In a statement by Mahmoud Kambari, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, the meeting also resolved to allow aviation unions direct access to workers of all airlines to distribute unionization forms, with the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) directed to sanction any airline that prevents such access. He, however, notes that workers had a right to decide not to belong to unions. For now, flight operations have resumed. However, the air passengers are seeking a permanent solution to the situation to avert future occurrences. My guest tonight is the spokesperson for the Nigeria Labour Congress, Mr. Benson Upah. He breaks down what the issues are, how this build-up got to where we are right now, and what the plans are going forward. Also, he tells us what kinds of negotiations have been going on in the front and back channels. Take a listen. Mr. Benson Upah, welcome again to Dateline Abuja.
It's my pleasure, Kayla.
What happened? What's going on at the airport?
Yeah, at the case at the airport, I would say it was an avoidable one. It was a case of right to unionize. That right was denied by airport operators of Nigeria. Their resistance was unlawful. In fact, it smacks of arrogance, collapsed stocks, and that led to picketing. There was also a second issue. The withholding of 25 billion naira collected for operations and welfare of workers, which they sit on.
Who?
The airport operators. So, in fact,
who are the airport operators?
They're the airlines.
Airlines.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, they're the local airlines.
What airlines? Is it all the airlines? Are there particular airlines?
Yeah, we have Air Peace, we have Ibom Air, we have United and others. So, but the provision of the law, Section 40 of the Constitution, 1999 Constitution, Conventions 87 and 98, and the entire corpus of our labor law provide for freedom of association, unionization of workers for the purpose of collective bargaining. And again and again, these people were written to comply. They never did. They took the law into their hands. So the picket was actually the last thing. So we sympathize with what happened to airline passengers, but the airline operators actually should tender a formal apology to them. For what happened.
Okay. What happened all this while? How did the money build up to that amount?
In fact, let me read from a script from a letter. This letter was written to us on the 7th of August. All our efforts to unionize them has been resisted. They have refused invitations issued by the Minister of Labour to appear before them. They employ casual labor endemically and massively. You will recall that Noate, in concert with ATSAN, issued a formal ultimatum to AON management regarding lingering labor infractions, unfair industrial practices. The immediate case is the 5% ticket sales charge, which is a statutory obligation established by law with the necessary backing of International Civil Aviation, ICAO, instruments, and not a discretionary payment. As at the last count, the domestic airlines are withholding over 25 billion meant for operations and workers' welfare.
Well, this letter was written on the
7th of August, 2026.
So that's my question.
Yes.
When 25 billion, when it was 1 billion, what happened? How did it grow to 25 billion?
In fact, let me tell you, this protest wasn't the first one.
Okay.
The unions at the airport have been protesting. You recall there was one that Air Peace even went to court trying to criminalize what happened at the airport. Okay? So this is not the first time that they're protesting, except that this was a scaled up one.
The staff of Air Peace and United Airlines and Ibom Air and others, did they tell NLC that they want to unionize?
Oh, sure.
So it's the staff that are saying they want to be in unions, but that their management is not allowing them to be in unions?
Yes.
They wrote, you have the letter here. They actually said that.
Each time our members go there to unionize them, they either chase them away.
Who chases who away?
The management, or the management block access
their staff.
And all of that. So, but the law is very clear that the right to unionize is clearly stated.
There's also the right not to unionize.
Of course, we do not.
Staff,
in fact, let me tell you something.
Is it possible that the staff don't want to unionize?
No. It's not a question of staff not wanting to unionize. Staff reached out to us repeatedly. In fact, in some instances, those staff were sacked. But even the new ones still reached out to us, come unionize us. Okay? So we're not doing this against the will or wishes of the staff in the employ of these airlines. Yes. And how come the major airlines staff there are unionized and these ones here, the airline operators in Nigeria, will not want unions?
Explain that to me. You're saying that other airlines that are not local,
yes, there are unions. They
are
yes.
parts of the NLC. They unionize those.
Sure.
Okay, but it is the indigenous airlines that are refusing.
Yes, try to, yes. So, you see, it's completely...
Could it be that NLC, your problem is too much?
Come and help us solve the problem.
No, I'm saying, as a business owner, maybe they'll be thinking about, look, we need to have flights. We cannot be, you're always on strike somewhere. You're always fighting somewhere. I'm a businessman. You want to ground my business because of your feelings.
They see trade unions as anti-business, but it is wrong. Let me tell you this.
But look at what you did at the airport.
No.
That's anti-business. That's anti-Nigeria.
That's not true.
While you were fighting for, I'm just giving you perspectives. While you were fighting for the rights of workers, you grounded the rest of us.
No.
And you're still picketing at the airport.
No, we didn't ground you. You
infringed on my rights to protect the rights of somebody else. My rights to do business.
At the line, the airline operators grounded you. But let me tell you, as far as we are concerned, you are not known to this relationship. It is us and the airline operators. You are a complete stranger. From whichever perspective
but did you see the Nigerians who were complaining at the airport?
Yeah, we saw
people that had emergencies, people that had things to do. People that are trying to live their lives in this, and with all the costs of these airlines.
You see, all that was completely avoidable, and our hearts went to these people. But these people should take on the airlines. The airlines owe them an apology. The airlines owe them something more than an apology.
Compensation?
Compensation.
For monies lost as a result of businesses that didn't go through for those hours?
The airlines owe them all of that, but not us. On our part, they have our sympathy, seriously speaking, because all of that was avoidable.
Where are we now with the negotiations? You're still picketing?
We will continue to picket until they comply with the law. It's about the law.
Picketing is not affecting flight, at least.
I do not know. I'm not at the airport. I'm not at the airport. So I only go to the airport when I'm traveling and when I can afford the ticket.
So the picketing will continue till when?
The picketing will continue until when the unions in the aviation sector feel it is time to suspend it. So if the airline operators are reasonable enough and want to resume negotiations, fine. But if they are not, this is going to be a long-drawn one. You remember what happened in Reagan's administration between the control towers, how they called now? You know, that one was a long-drawn one. You remember Reagan in U.S. So this is not about Nigeria alone. It is across the world that workers in this workers in every sector are unionized.
Has NLC had any communication with any of the owners of these indigenous airlines? Has there been any communication since that day?
In fact, let me tell you.
As in the past few days?
Why not?
Okay.
Our channels, let me tell you, we have two broad types of channels. The formal channel and the back channels. Yes. As much as possible, we want to resolve these conflicts as quickly and as amicably as possible. However, it is not up to us to tell you what you got through the back channel communication.
But back channel communications are ongoing.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And when there's a resolution, you will come here and tell us.
Absolutely, I'll tell you that. Hooray! But it is important, Kayla, for our employers in the aviation sector to note one thing: that the aviation sector is a strategic one, and they need to operate by the laws of the country. We're not asking for anything more than that. Having unions enable workers to collectively bargain within the ambit of the law. You can't bargain outside the law, okay? And you know, quite often where you have unions, you have enhanced productivity, more profits, less disruption, and you know who to hold when. Yes.
All right. Well, the picketing is ongoing, so we've not seen the end of this matter, and back channel communications have continued. But we do have to thank you, Sir Benson Upah, for being with us on Daily in Abuja, and we'll be waiting for the update from the NLC.
Thank you very much, Kayla. It's always a pleasure to engage with you. Thank you.
The picketing continues, and we will continue to follow up on this story till some kind of resolution is reached. Thanks to everyone who spoke to us today on the program. And remember to let us know the happenings in your neighborhood using the social media handles showing right now on your screens. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kayla Magwa. See you next time.